For 5,000 years, it has held its ground against the wind and rain of the Wiltshire Plains. To the modern eye, it is a ruin, a collection of moss-covered rocks that we associate with druids, summer solstices, and primitive worship. We look at it, and we see a temple, we see a calendar, we see a mystery that belongs to a simpler, forgotten time. But we were wrong. For the last decade, researchers have been feeding a different kind of observer. An advanced artificial intelligence system was tasked with analyzing 5 millennia of data. It consumed geological surveys, centuries of excavation journals, astronomical star maps from the Neolithic era, and acoustic physics models. It processed information that no single human mind could correlate in a lifetime. And when the system finished its analysis, it didn't just produce a theory, it revealed a blueprint. The AI concluded that the arrangement of these stones, their specific mineral compositions, and their alignment with the cosmos are not symbolic, they are functional. Stonehenge isn't a passive monument, it is a machine, a mechanism built with terrifying precision by a civilization that understood the manipulation of sound, psychology, and geology better than we ever dared to imagine. And the most unsettling part? After thousands of years of silence, the cosmic gears of this machine are finally moving into position again. To understand the machine, you must first understand the components. For generations, the debate raged. Did glaciers move these massive stones, or did human hands drag them across the Earth? The AI settled this debate by cross-referencing geochemical data with transportation models. But the answer it found opened a door to a much stranger reality. We always knew the smaller blue stones came from the Preseli Hills in Wales. That journey alone, 140 miles, was considered a marvel of Neolithic engineering. But in late 2024, a team led by Anthony Clark at Curtin University used high-precision mass spectrometry to analyze the massive altar stone, the heart of the monument. The machine detected tiny mineral grains locked inside the stone, zircon, apatite, and rutile, some dating back over 1 billion years. The chemical signature was undeniable. It didn't match Wales. It didn't match England. It matched the old red sandstone of the Orcadian Basin in far northeastern Scotland. This is a distance of nearly 500 miles. Moving a 6-ton block of sandstone across the entire length of Britain by land would have been impossible. Forests were too dense, the terrain was too boggy. The AI's logistical models confirmed that the only viable route was by sea. This implies that the builders possessed a sophisticated maritime navy, advanced navigation skills, and a supply chain capable of transporting heavy cargo along hundreds of miles of treacherous coastline. But why? Why go to the ends of the earth for a specific slab of sandstone? Why not use the rock available in the local quarry? The AI suggests that the materials were not chosen for convenience. They were chosen for their properties. Just as a modern engineer selects copper for conductivity or silicon for computing, the architects of Stonehenge selected stones from specific geologies because they needed the monument to perform a specific function. This brings us to the software of the machine, the acoustics. In 2020, acoustical engineer Trevor Cox and his team at the University of Salford undertook an experiment that changed everything. They didn't trust computer simulations alone. They built a physical 1:12 scale model of Stonehenge as it stood 4,000 years ago, complete with all the missing stones. They placed this model inside an industrial acoustic chamber, a room designed to absorb all outside noise, and they blasted it with sound. The results were startling. The researchers discovered that Stonehenge acts as a giant acoustic containment field. Outside the circle, sound scatters and dies instantly in the wind, but inside,
The placement of the stones creates a reverb time of 0.6 seconds. It amplifies the human voice, making a whisper sound like a command. It turns a simple drum beat into a thunderous, chest-rattling pulse. But the Welsh bluestones add a darker layer to this sonic environment. These rocks come from a place called Maen Clwchog, which translates literally to ringing stones. When struck, they ring like bells, but they also resonate at a much lower frequency. The AI analyzed the spacing of the stones and the density of the materials. It found that under the right conditions, such as a rhythmic drumming or chanting, the circle is capable of generating infrasound. Infrasound is sound below the level of human hearing, below 20 Hz. You cannot hear it, but your body reacts to it. In modern studies, exposure to infrasound causes feelings of nausea, anxiety, paranoia, and a sensation of being watched. It creates a physical state of dread. Consider the implications. You are a Neolithic pilgrim. You are brought into the circle at night. The fires are burning. The drums are beating. You cannot hear the hidden frequency, but suddenly your heart races. You feel a presence. You feel the crushing weight of a god. The builders didn't just build a church, they engineered a psychoacoustic weapon designed to manipulate the emotional state of anyone who entered. They built a machine that could chemically induce submission and awe. Who were the operators of this machine? For decades, the romantic view was that the monument was a project of unity, a peaceful collaboration of scattered tribes, but the data tells a colder story. Professor Mike Parker Pearson of UCL has suggested the monument was a unification project, bringing East and West together. But the AI's analysis of labor requirements points to a rigid, centralized hierarchy. To coordinate a supply chain stretching from the Orkney Islands to the coast of France, to feed thousands of workers for decades, and to command the acoustic engineering of the site, this requires a totalitarian authority.
The researchers realized that the stones were likely a display of power. The transport of the altar stone wasn't a gift, it was a tribute, or perhaps a trophy taken from a conquered people in the north. The society that built this was not an egalitarian commune. It was a stratified, powerful regime led by a small elite who hoarded knowledge of astronomy, geology, and sound. They used this knowledge to maintain control. By controlling the stones, they controlled the sound. By controlling the sound, they controlled the fear. And by controlling the fear, they ruled the people. But a machine designed to generate power needs a trigger to activate it. And this is where the AI's pattern recognition uncovered the final and perhaps most urgent piece of the puzzle. We all know about the summer solstice. It's the famous alignment with the sun. But the AI detected a secondary, much more complex alignment that involves the moon. It's a cycle that doesn't happen every year. It happens once every 18.6 years. It is called the major lunar standstill. During this rare window, the moon rises and sets at extreme points on the horizon that the sun never reaches. It travels higher in the sky and dips lower than at any other time. The 4 station stones that form a perfect rectangle around the main circle are aligned specifically to these extreme lunar positions. The Aubrey holes, those ancient pits filled with cremated remains, cluster around these lunar alignments. The builders were obsessed with this 19-year cycle. Why does this matter now? Because we are in it. From early 2024 through the end of 2025, the moon is performing its standstill dance for the first time in nearly 2 decades. Researchers from Oxford, Leicester, and Bournemouth universities are currently on site, documenting alignments that haven't been properly studied with modern technology until this very moment. If the theory is correct, if the stones are conductive, if the acoustics are designed to resonate, and if the alignment creates the trigger, then the machine is currently in its active phase.
Dr. Fabio Silva and Dr. Amanda Chadburn are leading teams to witness these extreme moonrises. They are looking for the interplay of light and shadow, the way the specific blue stones catch the lunar glow. But the AI suggests we should be listening, not just looking. The convergence is complete. We have the altar stone from Scotland anchoring the energy. We have the Welsh blue stones ready to ring. We have the acoustic chamber perfectly preserved. And now we have the moon returning to the exact coordinate the builders waited for. The researchers argue that this was likely a time of intense ritual, a time when the barrier between the worlds was believed to be thin, a time when the ancestors could be contacted. But if we view Stonehenge as technology rather than theology, the conclusion is more disturbing. Is it possible that the infrasound generation, the magnetic properties of the stones, and the lunar alignment were meant to work in unison? That the monument wasn't just a calendar to mark the event, but a tool to amplify it? The AI has done its job. It has stripped away the myths and shown us the mechanics. It has revealed a network of trade, a hierarchy of control, and a mastery of physics. It has proven that the ancients were not primitive. They were simply advanced in ways we have forgotten.
We are left with the final question. The machine is currently aligned. The cycle is peaking. The stones are waiting. We know how it works, but as we stand in the shadow of the lunar standstill, looking up at the dark regions of the sky, we still don't know what it was signaling. Some messages are written in ink, others are written in stone, and some, it seems, are written in frequencies we are only just beginning to hear. If you want to join us as we decode more of history's impossible engineering, make sure to subscribe. The analysis is ongoing, and the next discovery might change everything we know about our origins. Thanks for watching.